Is it because he's reaching 100%?
I don't like where it's coming from. I don't know.
It's coming from resentment and rage and inferiority.
I felt very bad and I'm very critical of how bad I feel like I was that episode at reacting. I didn't talk much or do much, and I felt bad for that sake. This episode in particular really just had me like in a chokehold.
Uncomfortable.
I felt so uncomfortable and felt so like on edge and so uneasy and uncomfortable.
I normally avoid watching shows that make me feel any sort of dramatic tension or anything that I hate watching shows that have people being bullied or anything that I feel like I wish I could reach through the screen and protect the person, any abuse, anything that is just really hard to watch and really uncomfortable to watch. I have a hard time handling that. And I was having a very hard time handling watching Ritsu go along with that guy's plan. And how quickly everyone in the school can just immediately believe it, even though he's a delinquent, yes, and he's violent, yes, but has he ever done anything like that before? No. So how do you so easily believe that he did it, and to that stupidity of a level?
I agree. Granted, unfortunately, Ritsu accounted for that and put recorders in his bag too,
which is really smart, unfortunately, because it might have been, people might have countered it if it hadn't been also in the bag.
Where did we? I feel so bad for not remembering his name. I thought I had written it down, but I guess not.
The guy with the apartment?
No, the guy who was framed.
Onigara?
I think it was Onigara. Yeah,
Onigawara.
Onigawara. I really like him as a character, and I'm not even considering Musashi taking him under his wing. That has no effect on it too. I like him as a character a lot. To see him be framed, especially by someone like Ritsu, is really upsetting.
Right. I feel like the Body Improvement Club has a really good judge of character. They immediately agree to let the telepathy club or whatever it is stay in the room. And then they go immediately to save Mob. And what they say about Mob is that don't get him involved in anything. He is a really nice guy. He's nonviolent. And I feel like they're just really good judges of character.
Definitely.
Because here he's you seem like you're probably actually a good guy. Why are you doing all this stuff that makes people think you're not a good guy?
I agree, and and it feels genuine.
Yeah.
It feels so good. It makes me feel even worse for Onigawara too. Okay, from a writing perspective, is this going to be Mob's only psychic weakness is his brother? Are they connected like the Shiratori twins? Timestamp 10:30. You see Ritsu crumble up the red notice of the club. Instant smash cut to Mob falling on his face, red blood, blood's red, but just the visual and we obviously see Ritsu's powers seemingly activate coming from a negative place, which could be interpreted as him going towards the side of being an antagonist in the show. Unfortunately. And he already has that, I don't know what you'd call it. He has an opinion, not that we know what it really is, but an opinion of Mob's powers, and we saw how he reacted last episode.
Yeah.
So
But he wants to make school a safe place for Mob.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I'm very worried that the show is not going to go, that the show is going to go in that direction. Not saying that that would make a bad show or bad story, but I really like these, like, Ritsu.
I like the idea of Ritsu being a loving, supportive brother.
Yes.
And wanting to be a psychic like Mob, but not in a way where he resents Mob.
Yeah.
Or wants to hurt Mob. Like, I wouldn't love that tone. I mean, they might make it be super entertaining and compelling plot-wise, but, like, I don't necessarily want that at this moment.
I'm very worried it's going to be the exact opposite of Mob, because, like, if you look at how the spoon's bent, it seems like it's more bent at the handle than the top, which is the opposite of what Mob does.
Like, Mob's always kind of floop, you know?
And Mob can't even control it, but Ritsu seemingly, like, has a lot of intent in it.
And is this the first time that Ritsu's ever been able to sense anything?
I don't know, but he saw Dimple, and normal people cannot see Dimple. So he couldn't see Dimple before, as far as I'm concerned. It's activated this episode from from the fucking Kimura. What the hell was going on in his bedroom?
There's some creepy energy with him. Do you think maybe he activate? Also, the vice president said weird things to Ritsu as well.
Yeah.
That I'm like, is the council at this school actually kind of like something up with them?
Could be. Kimura felt the most like out there, though, right?
Like he had it's interesting that we saw that like adult Esper that had this kind of energy that I would say felt similar to how I would think that if Kimura was an Esper, how his energy would feel.
Yes.
And the colors of it. But Mob did say it was an adult, so
I'm like 99% sure we saw that guy in the intro.
We do. His like sweat jacket is opening.
Yeah.
And that's when we see the guy with the gas mask in the intro.
Where did we get the hoodie guy?
It's when they're on their date walking around. Yeah. It's a purple hoodie.
What is this?
It could potentially be Kimura's older brother.
Yeah.
Because he would be an adult.
It's the aura's interesting too. It's kind of sickening, and then it just goes away, and then sorry, I was wrong. That's weird. Like
it's like it felt so evil to him that he didn't want to notify her about it because then maybe she'd want him to go talk to him.
I see like a sweat droplet on Mob's face, and that's weird to see.
Like he can sense that that's not really someone he wants to go talk to.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the potential of Reagan and Ritsu like talking and meeting each other. But that was an interesting scene.
I'm sure Ritsu does not have great feelings about Reagan. I'm sure he doesn't love that Reagan has wrapped Mob up into doing exorcisms and stuff.
Yeah.
Or is possibly taking advantage of him.
What was the emotion that triggered Ritsu here?
I think it might have been anger about what he did.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing for us?
It could initially be a bad thing, but it could turn into an okay thing. If his rage is coming from being being upset about doing something bad, then he has room to have redemption and make up for that. Like Mob's attempt at making up for destroying the school. He put it back together. So I'm going to think of Ritsu here as the same outburst from Mob and then making up for it later, hopefully. Hopefully that's where his anger goes.
This show has a way of making me feel
I feel so tense right now.
I feel like
and
tense
weird.
And like I was so uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable.
The music, I think, is a huge part of it. The sound, like the score is like very intentional seeming.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the Power Rangers.
Did you say the Power Rangers?
Yeah, the Mitsuru group. Or Real Espers. Yeah. Interesting though, like just to add, like they are Espers, like just like
they
to
are. They just like aren't as talented as Mob and or what we're learning Ritsu might be.
Is Mob talented or is he cursed?
Cursed. I don't want Ritsu to be a bad guy. Okay,
I know,
that's what I'm
either. I don't want him to be a bad guy. I like him.
I am worried. Like I said, I get like nauseous when I see people do mean things to other people, even on TV or in anime. I'm like, please don't be mean to that person. Like, I feel bad for, like Onigawara.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
One thing that I was scared about this show doing that I'm very glad that it doesn't is like forgetting the last episode happened. Like, there's a continuity
we were worried
that I really
that
appreciate.
Might be how this went.
Me too, and I'm really appreciating that like it's brought up right afterwards in the next episode in the form of Mob and Reagan talking, and like the whole self-defense thing, right? Mm-hmm. But interesting. I don't know. Good episode. I'm scared. You good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. And felt so like on edge and so uneasy. And felt so like on edge and so uneasy. And felt so like on edge and
felt so like on edge and